Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh boy, the Mets played the Yankees today and they shellacked the Yankees 5 to 4. And I know it's only spring training, but it always feels good to look up at a Mets Yankees game and see the Mets were victorious. Now, I know this game didn't mean much, but the Mets had a couple key players do some pretty nice things and these players like Brett Beatty, Nimmo, Lindor, these guys have some pretty significant roles. So to see them perform and perform well is a good sign for things to come. All right. Well, just want to get into some quick notes. I want to make a quick comment about Tyler McGill. Tyler McGill wants to take the place of Kodai Senga. And you know what? I don't blame him. I don't blame him. But I'm just going to say one thing about Tyler. I've had my whole high hopes up about this guy. He's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of talent and he's got a lot of skill. He has yet to unlock his true potential. That's all I got to say. So before I get behind them and I get excited, I got to say, you got to prove yourself. As long as you prove yourself, the New York fans will support you. But you are going to get nothing without earning it. That's the bottom line. The good thing about David Stearns is he's giving the young guys an opportunity. So it just seems like by default, he might have more chances. But my bottom line with Tyler McGill is he's got to earn it because he has let me down time and time again. Okay. All right. My next point. Edwin Diaz. Mr. Edwin Diaz has looked very sharp, very crisp. He's up to about 96 to 98 miles per hour right now in the fastball. Quote from Edwin Diaz. I'm throwing my pitches the way I want to. I feel 100% ready. And I got to say, that feels good because Edwin Diaz is so crucial to this team's success. We learned that last year. I mean, this guy is quite possibly the best relief pitcher in baseball, the best relief pitcher. So we got to make sure that this guy is, we take care of him. We do the best we can from a medical team standpoint. And we got to make sure that Edwin Diaz is 100% before we push him. Okay, so that's good. That's good. In this video, I want to touch on two things. One premise, and I see kind of being talked about the Yankees and them possibly winning a World Series before the New York Mets, right? And this is 100%. I 100% have my heart. I feel it this way in the bottom of my heart. I feel that the Mets have a better chance to win the World Series before the New York Yankees. And I know that seems like what am I talking about? What do I mean? The Yankees have Soto, they have Judge, they have Garrett Cole, they have a pitching staff, they have some of the best hitters in baseball. How the Mets barely have a pitching staff. Now here's the thing. It's all about not sometimes where you are, it's about where you're going. And the Yankees have a heck of a lot of question marks after this season, and I think that's why Brian Cashman kind of went all out. And you can even see it like last year going after Carlos Rodon. I mean, that's a very unlikely move for a guy like Brian Cashman, like going after that supposed second ace, but a guy that's been often injured is a very high risk move. Now, the Yankees traded away a lot of backup depth pitching to acquire Juan Soto for just 1 year. So again, more risk. Why are the Yankees pushing all their chips to the middle of the table for not sustained success? After this season, they're going to potentially lose Juan Soto, and obviously they lost all of that pitching to San Diego, so they're not going to have the hitter. Their pitching's going to suffer. Rodon's only getting older. I don't know if he's ever going to have the true potential that he did a couple years ago. Garrett Cole is only getting older. Nestor Cortez, I know he's been a nice story, but I don't trust him going forward. I mean, besides Garrett Cole, there's really nobody in the rotation, and the lineup besides Judge, I'm not crazy about. Gleyber Torres is going to be a free agent. So the bottom line with the New York Yankees, there's a heck of a lot of question marks. And like I mentioned, the Yankees have pushed all their chips in the middle of the table. Now, this is where I find that the Mets have a better chance to win a World Series first. Now, even though the Mets aren't setting themselves up to win the World Series in 2024, and I do agree that the Yankees have a better chance to win in 2024, but at the end of the day, I'm betting on the field. I'm betting that every other team has a chance, like the Dodgers, like the Braves. I'm betting on the field against the Yankees. So if the Mets could get past 2024 and put their plan into play from 2025 on, I think they will be set up better than the New York Yankees. Bottom line, the Mets, even though we weren't all 100% behind the David Stearns plan, they have not doubled down. If they had doubled down this year and started offering guys contracts and had a payroll of about $400 million, they would have made their team in salary cap hell for 2025 and beyond. They would have incurred many tax penalties because they're over the third luxury tax penalty, which is the Steve Cohen tax. It's stuff that I've never even thought was a penalty is a penalty. Like the fact that they can't sign Francisco Alvarez to an extension this year without incurring tax penalties. I didn't know that was a repercussion of being over the Steve Cohen tax. So there's things that we don't even know are penalties because they are in just that uncharted water. I mean, obviously you lose international money, you you lose positional draft picks. There are a lot of things. You pay almost 100% extra on a player. So if you were to sign a Jordan Montgomery instead of like $25 million a year, if that's how much his average salary would be, it would be close to $50 million a year. So David Stearns right now is working on resetting the payroll. He is working on resetting the payroll, a la the 2022 Dodgers. Last year, the Dodgers, they didn't do anything crazy with their team because they were setting up for this offseason. Shohei Ohtani, Yamamoto, Glasnow, they were setting up for this offseason to go for it. That's what David Stearns looks like he's going to do for 2025. Now, I've said this to Mets fans who are very unhappy about what David Stearns is doing. I said that David Stearns has a track record. In year one, he's very patient. He's he observes the franchise. He sees what he has in his players. And then in year two and year three, he'll get aggressive. Now, year one with the Mets will mirror what he did with the Brewers. But I believe in year two, year three, you will see Stearns turn things up and be ultra aggressive. I truly feel that. If it doesn't happen, I will basically bash the guy and I will basically, but I don't think there's going to be I don't think it's going to be necessary to do that. I think David Stearns is an extremely intelligent baseball executive who has been doing this for a very long time. I mean, he's only 37, 38, and he's been in the league or he's been an upper executive for 13, 14 years now. So the guy not only is a young guy, a young so-called baseball genius, he has a lot of experience doing this. So I really have confidence that Steve Cohen waited for this gentleman for a reason. He did. He wasn't only touted. David Stearns wasn't only touted by Steve Cohen. He was touted by executives across the league. So David Stearns, in my opinion, knows what he's doing. Do we all like it? No, because we're New Yorkers. We're told to be patient. 2024, we have to be patient, and that is not easy. Even though we're told to be patient, and this year we're not signing all the flashy guys, that doesn't mean we're not going to be able to compete, and that doesn't mean we're not going to be able to win, and it doesn't mean we're not going to be able to have fun. I think we're going to be able to do all of the above. So it'll be a different experience for us Mets fans, and we will be hard. We will be critical on the New York Mets because my goal is to still expect wins, still expect the playoffs. And think of it. Let's just say we make the playoffs and we make a decent playoff run. And then we know next year a bunch of payroll is falling off. And we know we have the ability to improve our team, right? I know everybody in the back of their heads is thinking about the whole Pete Alonso scenario, but I'm separating myself from that. I really am. I really am. There's a lot of rumors about Pete Alonso. There are a lot of rumors, so we're going to cover him a lot. I mean, if you go look at Pete Alonso trade rumors, there's a lot of different podcasters of different teams, and they're speculating if their team were to get Pete Alonso, what would they have to give up? And there's a lot of demand out there for a talent like Pete Alonso. I mean, whether you like Pete Alonso or not, there just aren't many players in all of Major League Baseball who can do what he does. Consistent power and run production is something that is really lacking in today's game. I mean, besides Aaron Judge, there really is no other guy that I would elevate above Pete in terms of being consistently producing power. Really, who would it be? I'm thinking. I know Matt Olson is a guy who he hits a lot of home runs, but I wouldn't take him over Pete. I really wouldn't. And then who else is really there? I just don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, Otani, yeah, he produces power, but he's a pitcher. It's good to have him pitch. It's good to have him hit, but I think of it now. He has double the opportunity to get hurt, right? If you're paying this guy $700 million, every time he throws a pitch, every time he swings the bat, and this is what I tell myself, the Mets didn't get him. I would have been nervous every single time the guy moved on the field. My $700 million investment, oh my God forbid he gets hurt. Same thing with Yamamoto. The Dodgers have invested a heck of a lot of money in a few players, and, God bless them. It looks like they got a great team. They got a great team. They look like they're building something special, and they have had a great organization. But I think the Mets are doing it right. I really do. I really, really do. And I'm going to be ultra critical because I expect success. There's no excuses. Brett Baty looked good today against the New York Yankees. I'm going to expect him to take steps. Mark Vientos, I'm not as high on, but I'm going to expect guys like that to take steps. Francisco Alvarez, he's going to have to take steps. The young kids, if they eventually get brought up to the major leagues like a Christian Scott, Vassell, Dominic Hamill, I'm going to expect something from those guys. But the young kids who have been here and this is their second year, like Vientos and Beatty and Alvarez, those guys have to legitimately step up. I'm not saying they have to be all-stars, but I'm saying they have to be highly productive. Okay, so that's my quick take. What do you think? What do you think? Do the Mets or the Yankees have a better chance to win a World Series in the near future? Which one would win first? Like I said, if the Yankees don't win in 2024, I believe the Mets will win a World Series closer. I really do. I really do. Especially with a guy like David Stearns backed up by Steve Cohen, one of the richest guys in all of sports. I mean, that combination check out the video that I put out a couple of days ago. It's a dangerous combination. It truly, truly is. I mean, I would take that combination over Cashman and this Steinbrenner, Hal Steinbrenner. It's not like you got George Steinbrenner and Cashman. I mean, that's, if you really think about it, a young Cashman with Steinbrenner, that's basically David Stearns and Steve Cohen. So we got the new, better combination, and that's just how I feel. How do you feel? Drop a comment, like, subscribe, join the channel. Like I say, do all the good stuff. Love to hear from you. Just a quick comment. I said the other day that the Mets, I predict them to get 86 wins. I'm starting to write everybody down. I got Robbie. He's got the Mets for 67.5 wins. Richard Zucker has the Mets for 90 wins. Explosive, you went from 56 to 75. Now you have the Mets for 85 wins. So I'm just starting to get a gauge. Drop your win total for the New York Mets. How many wins do you think we're going to win this year? Let's see who gets this right. All right. Well, thank you so much. Let's go Mets, and I will speak to you very, very, very soon.